You know when you move house and you don't unpack everything straight away because you're like, oh, I'll get it when I need it, and then you need to shoot a vlog, and then all of a sudden your housemate who owns all the camera equipment moves up to Manchester to work for CBBC because it's his job. Happens to everyone, doesn't it? And that leaves me with this precarious mess. It's gonna be fine. The other day I hit 15,000 followers on Twitter. Thank you so much for that. It's very lovely. If you're not following me already, join the crew, 15,000 of us. It gets a bit crowded. A little while ago that target seemed absolutely inconceivable, and now all of a sudden here I am with 15,000 followers who for some reason care about what I say, mainly about Janet Jackson. So yeah, I greatly appreciate that. Thanks very much. The world's driven by targets really. In a job, you'll be given targets to hit, and then you'll have a performance review where they'll judge you based on how well you did hitting those targets. In life we do it too. We set ourselves these little goals here and there, like, oh, I want to lose X number of pounds in 3 months, or oh, I want to read 52 books this year, etc, etc. And I think targets are good. I mean, if they're reasonable, go for it. Reasonable and healthy. I've seen Super Size Me. That was one step too far. Interestingly, Super Size Me always makes me quite hungry for a McDonald's. Anyway, while we're talking targets and life goals, I thought I'd just share some of mine. Broadcast yourself. Lots of people ask me whether or not I want to make a short film. Now, the short answer to that is no, and the long answer to that is no. In life, people are good at certain things. I can act, I can sing, I can dance, I can make a mean millionaire shortbread. Can I direct? No. Would I want to act in a short film? I'd love to. Would I want to write one day? Maybe. Direct one? I'm alright. One thing I do want to do is go back to America. I'm a massive America-phile, and yet I've only been there once, 10 years ago. I need to go again. I'd also like to go to a YouTube convention, so how do I combine those things? America, YouTube, Playlist Live. Every year my friends go to Playlist Live and they always come back with all these amazing stories and how they've had so much fun, and I get a bit angry jealous, so I need to go to Playlist Live next year. I have like no money, but that's why it's a target. Sidebar, if you're going to Playlist Live next year, maybe we can do some incessant tweeting and somehow convince them they need to invite me as a guest. Hashtag bring Daniel J. Layton to Playlist Live in Florida next year, please. Snappy. One of my other goals is to win the EGOT. That's an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony. Dream big, kids! That said, I still think that's probably more likely than me being able to afford Playlist Live next year. So, now this last one's a really interesting one. I really want to rewrite my dissertation as a book. For those who aren't in the know, my dissertation was called A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration, and it was a study into how successful the Harry Potter movies could be considered when you look at them as works of adaptation. Now that's not financially, that's in terms of fidelity to the themes, the characters and the intricacies, that kind of thing, of the source novels. I think it's a really interesting topic, but I also know that writing a book like this requires a serious level of commitment and research, and right now I spend so much time selling books that I barely have time to read any, let alone write one. I haven't given myself like a deadline on that, it's just something that I want to do at some point. Maybe I get the opportunity, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, go on, I've shared. You tell me your goals now. Put them down in the comments. This is the audience interaction portion of the evening. Maybe you want to become a doctor. Maybe you want to go to university. Maybe you want to perform on a West End stage. I don't know. Or maybe you've had a latent desire for a very long time to send a young man to an American YouTube conference and then pay for him to write a very niche book. Just let me know in the comments. It's worth a shot.